What's up, gamers? Dreamcast Guy here, and on the weekends I like to try and spend time over at my fiance's office, which is why obviously you can see that there's tons of different crafting materials in the background. But while I was sitting here, they randomly announced over in Japan that they are doing an official Mega Drive Mini, which is very much obviously in the vein of things like the SNES Classic Edition and the NES Classic Edition, so I gotta freak out about it. So as of now, they've said only a few tidbits of information, like the fact that it's coming out in September, and it looks like it's going to be about 70 American dollars. I don't know if that's the official time or if that's just a rough translation of yen to English dollars. But the cool thing is that it is going to have 40 freaking games on it. Now that alone is pretty interesting, but what's really cool is they've already shown us what looks like 10 of the games, and all of them are absolute gems. Now this is actually having to come off the Sega Japanese website, so if some of this is inaccurate or anything like that, I'm actually watching this on a Japanese live stream, so maybe they're going to change these games out when it comes to America. But it looks like we're getting Sonic 2, which of course is an absolute classic. It looks like we're getting some sort of RPG, we're getting Shining Force, we're getting Vampire Killer, which of course is Castlevania Bloodlines. We're getting something that says Wrestle Ball, which I definitely think will be something else in America, or maybe they'll give us one of the good football games. We're getting Comix Zone, which of course is an absolute classic. We're getting, I'm actually reading these off the screen as I do this. I wanted to show you guys my live reaction. We're getting Space Harrier 2. We're getting so much freaking good stuff. Everything on this thing. So the problem is, obviously, I'm actually looking at the Japanese page. This is just purely in Japanese. I don't have any English yet, but even still, it is such an exciting time. I guess what really gets me the most interested is what the other 30 games are going to be. Now, it's coming out September 19th, so we only have a short time till it actually releases, and I'm already just sort of spinning. So they are calling it the Mini Drive, or the Mega Drive Mini, which makes me think it's probably not going to have anything from the Master System. Even though a lot of Master System games ended up working on the Genesis, and all of them with the adapter, I think that they're going to try and focus on the true gems, the things that really established the Sega Genesis in the first place. So I very much think we'll see things like Vector Man, of course. I hope we get something like Zombies Ate My Neighbors. That'd be super, super cool. I mean, give us the really good stuff. Give us, I don't know, like Mutant League Football. I mean, that game is so freaking rare now. Give us that. Give us the really cool games that are super pricey, because that's what collectors want the most. I'm very, very happy with the price. So they've said that this is going to be $70 if you want one controller, or $90 if you want two controllers. That's a little bit of a letdown, but either way, I'm still really excited for it, because I feel like the potential of what this thing could be is basically limitless. The biggest thing here that we have to celebrate is, of course, the fact that this is not being made by AtGames. The previous Sega Genesis Minis that you probably remember, those are not real. I mean, straight up, I'm going to say that those are just a bad nightmare, something that's fictitious, because those were produced by a third-party company that's kind of only renowned for how shoddy their products are. It seemed like Sega hired them simply because nobody else was willing to take up the project. Making microconsoles is something that actually takes a tremendous amount of skill, because creating emulation that is pixel perfect is far more intricate than you may imagine. Now, a lot of times when you end up playing games on your computer, or you just install a cool little like a ZSNES or one of the cool Genesis emulators, you're getting something that has been refined through sometimes thousands of patches. Taking something like that, establishing it on a single board and managing to make it just as accurate is something that takes an incredible amount of finesse. So I have to just immediately tip my hat to the fact that Sega realized they can't hire anybody for this task. They need to do it themselves. So taking this in-house is so freaking cool. I mean, I'm already imagining things like, hopefully we get Sonic 3 and Knuckles, or give us something really, really weird. Give us like Wily Wars. I would really love that they actually did some of the weird Japanese exclusives, translate some of the games that never came to America. That way this is an even better deal for those of us who maybe only have a couple Genesis games. Man, I'm so excited thinking about things like Maximum Carnage. I'm really hoping that they show more of the game soon. This has obviously just been announced this freaking minute, so even though there are 40 games, many of them aren't even translated yet. We only have Japanese box art for a lot of this stuff, and they have promised that this will be a worldwide release. So it's just one of those things where I really think that this could be the really big seller of the holiday. But either way, I want to know what you guys think. I just had to film this even though it's the middle of the night and my poor girlfriend is just sitting over there in a bed covered in cats. Can I tilt the camera towards you? Okay, look at this. I'm gonna zoom in. Oh, it won't even autofocus. Well, trust me, it's the middle of the night. Thanks so much for watching, gamers. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, share with your friends, and subscribe if you haven't already. But do me the biggest favor of all and keep dreaming. This autofocus is too good. It doesn't want to tune in over there. This is it. Are you excited about this tiny Sega console? Cat, I'm talking to you.
Don't be excited.
Okay, he's not excited. Look at this. What do I even hire this cat? You're a bad employee.
I'm fired, Sophie.
You're fired. Thanks so much for watching that video. If you want to see something else, you can always click this link to see what I put up last, or, you know, subscribe and see what's coming up next. Also, I promise that whatever I do, it'll try not to suck.